Hello everyone, Namaste, Hare Krishna. Welcome to Gita study session. We are in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. This chapter is titled Kshetra Kshetragna Vibhaga Yoga. Kshetra means body, Kshetragna, knower of the body, that is soul, Vibhaga, differentiation. Okay, so Krishna in this chapter teaches soul is different, body is different. Both are different. But soul, the nature of the soul is God-like. It is Satchitananda. It is God-like. But soul is forgetting its true nature. Soul is forgetful of its true nature and becoming entrapped into this material creation. Sometimes human bodies, sometimes other species bodies, different varieties of bodies, getting soul, getting himself entrapped into this material existence. But that's not the nature of the soul. The nature of the soul is God-like. It is because of so-called Prakriti, soul is getting entrapped. So Krishna is giving us the knowledge to understand what is the nature of the soul, why the soul is getting entrapped into these various bodies, and how to come out of this bodily engagement. So that is a subject matter in this chapter and also upcoming chapters. So, and Krishna begins this chapter. I'll give you a quick glimpse of this and we'll get into the verses. Krishna begins this chapter by answering the questions of Arjuna. Arjuna asks this question: what is Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetra, Kshetragnam, Gnanam, Gneyam? So Krishna says Kshetra is body and Kshetragna is soul. Krishna would have said Sharira, Atma, but Krishna incidentally used very nice words, Kshetra, Kshetragna. Uh, Krishna compared this body to be a cultivable land, a farmland. Kshetra means a land, cultivable land. So just like if you see a cultivable land, there is a land, there is a farmer. Farmer puts the seeds on the land, he cultivates the land and he makes best use of the land, or he could ruin the entire land. That is his choice. Because he's a owner, he's a knower of the land, he could make best use of the land and earn good money, right? So same thing, similarly, Krishna is comparing this body to be a body in the sense body with mind, to be a kshetra, a place to cultivate. The soul is given this body with mind to cultivate good qualities, good emotions, devotion towards the Lord, and make best use of the kshetra. Make best use of the kshetra and realize the Kshetragna and realize the Supreme Lord. And Krishna also says, along with Kshetragna, the soul, there's another person living in your body, that is myself. Krishna saying he himself resides as Paramatma and he is the owner and knower of all the bodies. And Krishna start explaining the composition of the body. He says composition of the body, it is made of 24 elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether, and karmendriyas, gnani, knowledge acquiring senses, working senses, and all the things. This combination of 24 elements. And the soul into the body with all these experiences, life symptoms like happiness, distress, various emotions. But the soul is not aware of this. This chapter is quite technical, by the way. This is the toughest chapter. This is the toughest chapter in entire Bhagavad Gita. So, yeah. So soul experiences various life symptoms, and soul is not aware, not even conscious that he is soul, right? So, because soul's consciousness is contaminated. Mhm. Uh, but soul can realize itself by cultivating some good qualities, at least, like humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, absence of false ego, and one has to perceive that there is an existence of birth, age, disease, old age, death. Uh, uh, we covered this in our previous session. I hope you could recollect all this. And be neutral in success, failure, detachment from worldly general mass of people, try to set some time for ourselves for Adhyatma Gnana, like to gain knowledge about our true self or nature, our real existence, purpose of life. Take some time for this one for ourselves. And Krishna says all this I declare to be a knowledge, and rest and all are not so knowledge. So Krishna is saying one has to gain this knowledge so that he can experience his true self. And Krishna later talks about Gneyam. So this is the object of knowledge. So one has to gain knowledge about body, gain knowledge about soul, and not just that, the God, one has to gain knowledge about the super soul also. Okay, and Krishna talks about himself. We'll see in this set of verses, like he is different from all other entities. He can do everything. His functioning is totally beyond our sense perception. Hmm? So we'll go through this in detail in upcoming in this session today. Okay, and finally, Krishna concludes this section by saying, "Soul could attain in nature like God." Soul wouldn't become God, but soul would realize his true self. He can attain a nature like God. Mm. Divine capabilities, abilities soul can attain, but soul is totally forgetful of that because of so-called prakriti. So Krishna talks about this prakriti in this fourth section, like 20 to 26 verses. Krishna says the prakriti, the material nature, and the soul, they are eternal, and their relation is also eternal. And Prakriti is a cause of soul to experience various symptoms and experience various emotions, and because of that, soul identifies himself with the body and does all good and bad actions, good deeds and bad deeds, and entraps himself into this material creation. Okay, and but Krishna says that's not the nature of the soul. So, the nature of the soul is so glorious to gain the knowledge, to gain this knowledge, understand to come out of this bodily engagement. Yeah, so we'll get into the verses for today. I'll ask someone to read this. We read this last time. We started 14 and 15. I'll give a quick glimpse of this. So Krishna in this section talks about the super soul, the Paramatma, the Bhagavan. And Krishna's talking about himself so that we can understand the nature of the God, and we could attain a nature similar to a god, at the stage, at the time of liberation, right? But in our conditioned stage we are not like this, but we can experience the nature of the god. These are the verses, quite thematic and poetic, quite poetic. You can see these set of verses are quite poetic, and this is how the verses you see, if you're reading Upanishads, Ish Upanishad, Ken Upanishad, any other Upanishads, the verses, the message is like this. Quite interesting verses. So, so Krishna says about himself that he has his hands and legs everywhere. He has his eyes, heads, and faces everywhere. He has ears everywhere. Uh, uh, he's all pervading. So in our conditioned state, we need eyes to function, ears to function, nose, and all various senses, mind, everything to function. Uh, but God is not like that. So this is for a beginner to understand how we are different from the God, the superior absolute truth, how the soul in a conditioned state is different from the absolute truth. Absolute truth is quite superior to superior to anything in this world. Okay, so that's why Krishna is saying mm, the nature of the God is not like conditioned soul. Nature of the God is like he has his hands, like he can do everything. God can do everything. So in this world we see people constrain God to a certain thing, right? So people say like God is only this, God cannot do this. God is somewhere in the spiritual world. He cannot descend. He cannot take body. Different conceptions about God. There are many theories. Many people give about God, but the fact is God can be anything. We can't put a constraint or limitation on a God. God is unlimited. God is unlimited. Hmm. Ishavashamidam sarvam etkinchan jagatam jagat. Isha Upanishad also says many verses in Isha Upanishad. So we can't constrain God to be a thing. If he is God, he can be unlimited, right? Simple. So God can do anything. He can function in a different capacity altogether. Mm. And he can gain knowledge from any senses, in any senses. uh, and you can see in this 15th verse, he's a source of all senses, but he's devoid of senses. He doesn't need senses to function. He makes the senses to function. He could make the senses to function. He doesn't need senses. And we went through this in detail last session. He's a creator. He's the one who is creating and sustaining the entire creation, but he's untouched by the creation. He's untouched. He remains detached from this creation. That is the nature of the soul, super soul, nature of the super soul. And he's a master of the modes. The three modes, the Prakriti consists of three modes. You will hear this word Prakriti a lot. Prakriti means material nature, creation. So in this existence, only three entities we need to learn about. That is soul. One is soul, Atma or Jiva. Second thing is Prakriti, material nature. Material nature. Prakriti is a word, Sanskrit word. And the third word is Paramatma or Ishvara, God. God. Right? Only three things. Okay. So if you know these things, and when we use the Sanskrit word, you can understand easily. So this Prakriti consists of three modes: mode of goodness, passion, ignorance. Sattva guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. Hmm? So Krishna also spoke about in seventh and eighth chapter, like he is the source of this existence, creation. Ninth chapter also Krishna spoke. Right? So everything emanates from him. All the gunas act under his direction. Prakriti acts under his direction. We can see in this material creation also, material existence, everything is functioning under the direction of the Supreme Lord. Hmm? He's a master of the modes, he's Ishvara, controller of the entire creation, but he is still transcendental to them. He's untouched, he's not disturbed by them. So these are the different ways to understand like the nature of the God. So Krishna spoke about in the Bhagavad Gita Bhakti Yoga section about himself, but these set of slokas for a beginner, okay, for a beginner who has not read anything about Bhagavad Gita and he's trying to understand, for him to help him understand, we need to differentiate that soul is different, absolute truth is different, he works in a different capacity with all capabilities. So that's the theme here. Okay. Okay, so I'll ask someone to read this 16 and 17.
Bahir antascha bhutanam, he is outside and inside of all moving and non-moving beings. Acharam charam evacha, he moves and he doesn't move. Sukasmatvat tad avijneyam, he is subtle and thus not knowable by material senses. Durastam chantike chatat, although far away, he is also near to all. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu, vibhaktam iva cha sthitam, he is never divided, although he appears to be divided among all beings. He is situated as one. Bhuta Bhartir cha taj Nyayam Grashishnu Prabhavishnu cha, he is the maintainer of all beings and also their destroyer by his Kala Shakti or time energy and creator.
Thank you, Prabhu. So we can go one by one. Bahir Antasya Bhutanam. Bhutanam means all living entities. Hmm? All living entities is inside and outside of all living entities. How to understand this? If you take me, I'm inside only, right? I'm inside this house. If I'm inside this house, I cannot be outside this house. In our conditioned state, we can function at a limited capacity. We don't have all the powers, right? In our conditioned state. In our liberated state, it's a different condition. It's a different thing, right? Yeah, we could do anything, but in our conditioned state, yes, our capacity is limited in this material world. So we can understand here. It's in case of God also, like who is God? He's not like us, like normal conditioned soul. He's inside and outside of everyone and everything. Everyone and everything. So he's inside, he could be inside this house, outside the house, and he can do everything. Right? So God can be understood in three different ways. Hmm? So he's a supreme lord who resides in the spiritual world, hmm, with his own spiritual body, and he's also the sustaining this entire cosmic existence, hmm, and Ishvara controlling and sustaining the entire cosmic existence, and he's also the supreme lord who is present in the heart of every living entity, hmm, every living entity. And so in my heart God is there, in outside also in the existence God is there. God is present everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. God is present everywhere in everyone and everything. So we can see that in the life of Prahlada. Prahlada was a great devotee of the Lord, great devotee of the Lord. He used to always meditate and think about the Lord, chanting the holy name of the Lord. Nama Smarana. He was totally intoxicated, thinking about the Lord and meditating on the Lord. Whenever his friends call him, come on, buddy, let's go and play outside. Come on, buddy, let's go and play outside. So he says like, don't waste your time. Come on, I'll teach you. Let's sing together. Let's dance together. Let's hear the glories of the Supreme Lord. So that was his consciousness. Hmm? And not just that, he was wherever he was seeing the Supreme Lord only. Hmm? And his devotion was in a different level. He could see the presence of God in everyone and everything. He could see, but there is another personality in the life of Prahlada who couldn't see. That is Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu couldn't see. Hiranyakashipu has, you're always meditating about your God. Where is your God? Show me your God. Show me your God. Prahlada says, God is everywhere. I can see everywhere. But Hiranyakashipu says, I cannot see. You can see, but I cannot see. Hmm? So that time Prahlada says you need to have the Gnana Chakshu, you know, to have the eyes of knowledge, proper devotion. Then you can see the presence of God in everyone, everything. Otherwise, you cannot see. Hiranyakashipu says, no, no, God doesn't exist. God doesn't exist. He says so because he thinks himself God. He thinks Hiranyakashipu thinks himself God. That's why he couldn't able to perceive the presence of God in everywhere. Hmm. Then he showed, you see this pillar? I built this pillar. I this pillar. I this. I know nobody's inside this pillar. Can you show me in this pillar your God exists? So at that time when Prahalada, just for Prahalada, God was ready to manifest from anywhere basically, not just pillar. Hmm? If uh, if Prahalada shows a blade of grass, even from the blade of grass, Lord Narasimha is ready to appear. So then that's how it was. Like God is everywhere. God is present everywhere. Hmm. But Hiranyakashipu couldn't see, and he pointed out, oh, is your God is in this pillar? Then Prahalada, yes, of course. And Hiranyakashipu punched it. God appeared from the pillar and killed Hiranyakashipu. So we can see here in the life of Prahalada also that by devotion, bhakti, love, one can understand true nature of the God. One can see the existence of the God. In our conditioned state, we may not see, but yes, when a consciousness is getting purified, one can truly perceive the God. So God is inside and outside of everyone and everything, and He moves and He does not move. He moves and does not move. This verse is similar to Ishopanishad, verse number fifth. It says like the mantra says, "He walks, but he doesn't walk. He walks, doesn't walk." Hmm? Um, it means like he moves, doesn't move means he doesn't move like us. And we need legs to move. We need legs to move. Or we need a car to move, or we need a flight to move. We need different things to move from one place to other. God is not like that. God is Ichha Matrana. Just by will, thinking about it, let me appear in India. Within fraction of seconds, he just appears there. So fast, super fast. Speed of mind, he could appear anywhere, anywhere. So we can see in the life of Krishna when he appeared in the Dwapara Yuga. So he was present everywhere. Hmm? Narada Muni was visiting the houses, palaces of Krishna, one palace to other palace to other palace. He was wherever he goes, he was seeing Krishna. So Krishna running, but no, if he wants, he can manifest himself anywhere, in many times. Even in the during Rasa Leela also, like he was expanding himself and. mm, um, yeah. So, so we need to understand here in our conditioned state, we function in a different way, but in a liberated state, we could attain a nature like this, like we can move in a spiritual world, right? In a spiritual world, we don't need legs or things to move. We can move by thinking about just by will, we can move. So this is the nature of the God, basically. This is the nature of the God. Krishna also says towards the end, one would attain a nature. So not all things whatever Krishna will become God. We don't become God, but we may attain a nature like a God, certain things. This is one of the thing. Okay. And he is subtle and thus not knowable by material senses. Mhm. Yes. Can we see God with my own eyes? Can I see God with my own eyes? No. Mhm. Uh, but because he is subtle in his subtle nature. Mm. Um, but pure devotees who has purification of mind, purification of consciousness, they can truly perceive the God. Mm. Although far, far away, he is also near to all. This is quite poetic again, thematic. So, although far, far away, he is near to all. How can you understand this is far away and near to all? Yes, God is far away. For the people who has no interest about the God. If a person is not even interested about the God, doesn't even uh, attempts, endeavors to learn about the God, God is always far away. But if a person who is showing interest towards the God, he's inclined towards the God, he started meditating on the God, God is so near. God is so near. Mm. So after Krishna ended his pastimes, in Bhagavatam, it is said Krishna has ended his pastimes. He is ready to go back now to spiritual world. So that time, Uddhava asked Krishna, Krishna, now that you are leaving this, so how dharma, where dharma would take shelter? Hmm? And Krishna says, what will happen to the people in general? Krishna says, don't worry. I now you are seeing me in this form, but I manifest myself as Srimad Bhagavatam. I manifest myself as Srimad Bhagavatam. So whoever reads me, they'll gain knowledge about me, and they will see they themselves get attached to me. Right? It's like when the God is physically present, Uddhava was able to talk to God and hear from God and do service to the Lord. But when God is not present, what Krishna is saying, you can still serve me by hearing about me. You can still serve me by hearing about me. That way, you'll be always connected with me. You will be still close to me. Don't think I'm going far away from you. So that's what Krishna says to Uddhava in Srimad Bhagavatam. So same thing, God is so near to all. It may appear, it may appear that He is so far away. Of course, we can't see the God, but God is so loving. God is so loving. He manifested Himself as literatures, Bhagavad Gita. God, the Bhagavad Gita is not different from Krishna himself. And Bhagavatam, the past tense of the Lord are not different from Krishna himself. The holy name of the Lord, Krishna, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is not different from the Lord. Just by chanting the holy name of the Lord, we all can experience God. Hmm? So one should not think like God is somewhere residing in spiritual world, having fun with his friends. No, no, no. God is very close to me. When I chant the holy name of the Lord, I can experience God. I can taste the God in my tongue. So, what is the use of this flesh which is not chanting the holy name of the Lord? So, when we chant the holy name of the Lord, we can experience the God. We can experience the God. So we can try out, right? So this is a theory given by our acharyas, but we can practically do it and experience it, the nature of the Lord. So God is not far away. God is near. God is near. And God is near in the form of a holy name. God is near in the form of deities. deities at our home or in the temple is so near, it's not far away. We can offer fruit to the god, patram pushpam phalam toyam. Krishna spoke about that in ninth chapter. Just by fruit we can offer to the Lord, flowers. He accepts it. Water, Krishna said, water you offer to me, I accept it, but add one thing to it, love. If you add one love to it, I'll accept it. That's what Krishna said. So, God, He may appear far away, but He's also close to us. He's near to us, very, very near to us. He's residing as Paramatma in the heart. He's residing in the holy name. He's residing in the deity form. He's everywhere. Okay, so 17, he is never divided, although he appears to be divided among all beings, he is situated as one. Hmm? He appears to be divided, but he's not. The God is only one, right? So one may say like this is another verse from Ish Upanishad also. There is a similar parallel here. Uh, Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudechyate Purnamevadhaya Purnam Vishishtate. So many things emanate from the God. God expands in many, many ways. Mm. God expands as a holy name. God expands as a deity form. uh, mm, or God expands as Paramatma in my heart, your heart, everybody's heart. God may appear. God may appear that He is divided, but truly He is not divided. He's only one. He's only one. Hmm. If I take a big mango and chop it into pieces, all many, many pieces, then the form of the mango, it was like a round shape, 1 kg or big mango. After I cut it into many, many pieces, its form is gone. Um, but the nature is same, but the form is gone, right? But it's not the case with the God. Even the God is divided. God is residing as Paramatma in my heart, your heart, everybody's heart. He appears divided. There is a thing. He appears like he's divided, but he's not divided. So these are the different ways to understand the absolute truth. Hmm. The God, the absolute truth, is different from us. Is different from us. He's superior to us. He's superior to us. So these are the way to convey a message. This is a Upanishad style, I would say. Upanishad style of teaching a message. So Krishna is also using the same language, Upanishad language of teaching about himself. And also helping us understand that his nature is superior to our nature. Is different and superior to our nature. Okay. So yeah, he's a maintainer of all beings and also their destroyer, and creator. Hmm. So bhuta bhuta bharta cha tad gneyam घृणेषु प्रभविष्णु च प्रभविष्णु. Hmm. In Vishnu Sahasranamam also we see Prabhavishnu. Prabhavishnu is a word. Hmm. So Vishnu is like, Vishnu means all pervading. Narayana means the one who is inside and outside of everyone and everything. That's why he's called Narayana. Hmm? Vishnu means one who is all, who pervades everyone and everything, who is all pervaded everywhere. So that's why he's called Vishnu. So Mahavishnu. So he's all pervaded, and Prabha Vishnu. Prabha means origin. So from him many things originated, like material things and the souls, everything. We are all part and parcels of the Lord. Everything originated from the Lord. Hmm. And he is the controller and owner of everyone, everything. And Granesha means like he, Prabha means he manifests everything from himself. Granesha means he absolves everything into him. Right? So it's like, it's a weird example, but if I take a glass of water, I put it in my mouth and I spit it out, and I take the same water. It's not a great example, but this is a way to understand it. Uh, Same thing. Vishnu is the one from whom everything get manifested, and unto him everything get absolved. Everything goes into the Supreme Lord, absolved into the Supreme Lord, and he is the creator, maintainer of everyone and everything. So all he does is by his energies, by his energies, Sankalpa Shakti. So that is the nature of the Supreme Lord. So these are similar verses Krishna also spoke in Bhakti Yoga section. So this is similar parallel here also. Hmm. So because we need to understand that Krishna is repeating. Okay, whatever he has to speak, he spoke already in 12 chapters. Okay, but Krishna is repeating just like for a beginner. He is teaching body, soul, differences between body and soul, and the nature of the Supreme Lord, and why the soul is getting bounded into these bodies. Hmm. So how can soul attain a nature like God? So all these things he's teaching. That's why he's repeating certain messages here. Okay, I'll ask someone to read this 18 and 19. Maybe anyone other than Arun. Anyone want to try?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Uh, Joshi, Jositam api taj Jos, Josit. He is the source of light in all luminous objects. Dasmas param uchyate. He is beyond the darkness of matter. Jannam, Janyam,
Gnanam, gnanam,
Janana.
gnanam,
Oh,
gnanam,
sorry. Jnanam,
gnayam,
Jnayam, Jnana,
kami.
Gamyam. He is the knowledge. He is the object of knowledge, and he is the goal of knowledge. Hrati Sharvashya Vistitam. He is the situated in everyone's heart. Iti Kshetram Tata Jnanam Nyayam Kokitam Samastaha. Thus, the field of activities, the body, knowledge, and the knowable have been summarily described by me. Mad Bhakta Idi Vinya, sorry, I don't know.
Vignanya, vignanya,
Vinyanya
vignanya.
Mat Bhagatyo Papayate. Only my devotees can understand this thoroughly and thus attain to my nature. Sorry for that.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lakshmi. So in this set of verses, Krishna is talking about himself, nature of himself, how he is superior to anything in this existence. In our normal condition state, sorry, there is a story. In normal condition state, we function in a different way, but God is superior. God is ultimate. God is God. God's nature is completely different. So He's helping us to understand His nature. Okay, and here 18 also He says, "Jyotisham api tat jyotis." Jyoti means light. Jyotisham api. There are many luminous objects in this world. Luminous objects means that objects which emanate light. So this laptop also emanating light. This laptop I have, I'm saying this is also emanating light. In my room also there is a bulb here which is emanating light. Hmm. Um, in one sense, yes, yeah, Krishna as electricity. Vibhuti Yoga Krishna covered this very nicely, right? So if whatever we see, yadyad vibhutam sarvam, Srimad Urjitameva. So Krishna says it's all his energies, his energies only. Okay, so if this laptop is able to function and display light, it's all because of the absolute truth. And the bulb also, what is bulb? Without electricity, it's just a dull matter, right? So it is because of energy flowing into the bulb. Bulb is displaying light. So Krishna is the source. Similarly, Krishna is the source of anything which is illuminating. But the point here Krishna is making is not about the laptop or a bulb. Krishna is not giving these examples, but Krishna is giving example of an object which naturally illuminates. So in this creation, in this existence, only few objects naturally illuminate, right? So that is one is God's sun God. There are many things also, but sun or example here, the sun. It is naturally luminous. Sun is naturally luminous, and the stars, all the stars, are naturally luminous. Hmm? So where the stars are getting energy, who is supplying energy to them? Hmm? So we know even science also couldn't uh, understand truly what this sun is. SUN, not SON. What this SUN sun is. Hmm? Hmm? What is this made of? How this works? We still, till now, until today, we are in 2025. Maybe after 50 years, science would find out. Maybe they'll find a way to go there. But our scriptures nicely describe what is the sun, what is this made of. It's a water element. It's a water element basically. It's not any earthy element. It's a uh, water element basically. So anyway, so many details. But yeah, so the energy producing from the sun. So what is illuminating sun? What is illuminating the sun? It is Krishna himself. Krishna saying he is a source of light. So what is illuminating the stars? Who is the cause of illumination for the stars is Krishna himself, God. Hmm? And similar statement, even though he's the source of light and it is because he's a source of light for everything, he's beyond the darkness of matter. So and he is the knowledge. Gnanam gneyam gnanagamyam. This is very nice word. Gnana means knowledge. Gneya means object of knowledge. Gnanagamya means the destination by which we attain uh, attain attain what we have learnt. Okay, so um, Krishna talks about this in 15th chapter. Vedesha sarve ahameva vedyo Vedantakrit Veda Videva Chaham. Hmm? So Veda means knowledge, basically. Veda means knowledge. Hmm? So he is the knowledge, he is a source of knowledge, and he is a subject matter to learn from Vedas, and he is a destination to attain by learning Vedas. It's like if a person is studying entire Ramayana, hmm, and if I ask him, or he is confused about who is Sita to Rama, so what is the use of learning him entire Srimad Ramayana? Hmm? Other example could be like if a person is doing PhD, he's studying anatomy about the body and doing PhD, double PhD, triple PhD, and if his conclusion is that heart is in the stomach, if he thinks like he writes a theory like no heart is not on the chest, heart is in the stomach. What kind of philosophy is that? So the purpose of learning is to understand clearly what is the message given in the knowledge, right? So the purpose of learning Vedas, the purpose of learning scriptures is to gain or clearly understand who that God is. Gnanam, the knowledge itself is God. Veda itself is God. Is the words of God are nothing but God Himself. Gnanam is knowledge, and Gnayam, the object of knowledge. Gnayam, object of knowledge, is God Himself. What is object of knowledge? What is the purpose of me learning? Hmm? To get close to God, to get close. Gnana means the destination to attain. He is a knowledge. By by learning about him, we'll realize him, we'll attain him. In short, okay, that is a message in this. Gnanam gnayam gnanagamyam. Hridi sarvasya vishtitam. That absolute truth, the Lord of the creation, the Lord of the universe, who resides as the Supreme Lord in the spiritual world. The same Lord is sustaining this entire creation. The absolute truth is also residing as he manifested as holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna Krishna, and he also manifested as a deity form. And the same Lord is also present. Hridi means heart. The heart is also present in the heart. Heart of whom? Sarvasya. Sarvasya. Everybody. Moving thing and non-moving thing, God is present. So Krishna also giving the location also. So here, so many people in nowadays, young generation, they when we are teaching them, then they need very details, particulars also we got to give. Mm. So otherwise, people think like God is in the brain or God is in the mind, many theories. But here, Krishna is clearly saying that God is in the He Himself present in the heart of everybody. So this also applies to the soul also. Soul also resides in the heart of every living being. Okay. And here Krishna concludes 19th and 20th verse here, 19th verse by saying, okay, I spoke about this body. He spoke about the composition of the body made of 24 elements. Mm, uh, and the knowledge about the knowledge about the soul, the body and the soul, the nature of the soul, and the nature of the absolute truth, God Himself. He spoke Paramatma, and finally He's saying, Mad Bhakta Etat Vignaya Mad Bhavayo Upadhyayate. Bhava means in nature. Krishna spoke everything about himself, and Krishna concluding that only his devotees can truly understand him. Only his devotees, only by bhakti. Krishna always puts the condition. Bhaktyasu ananya sakya ahameva vido Arjuna. Uh, Mayi chananya bhaktira avibhicharani. So the condition is same. The only one condition. Yeah, he puts one thing in front of everything. That is only by bhakti, only by devotion, God can be understood and God can be attained. God can be understood and God can be attained by bhakti only. What kind of bhakti? Ananya bhakti, pure bhakti. Okay. So Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. Krishna also says Shraddha means faith. Labhate jnanam. If a person, you know, person should have faith. What kind of faith? Unflinching faith, full faith. Such a person only can gain knowledge. Hmm. So if I'm putting my kid into a tennis class, if she's learning tennis, if I put into a tennis, and if I'm not faithful of what they are teaching, how they are teaching, I need to trust them. First, and the basic minimum thing, I need to trust them. If I trust them, I continue to send my kid there. Right? As simple. If I don't trust them, but I don't even, maybe I may not even continue. Maybe I'll go like 1 month, 2 months, I discontinue. And right. So that if I have the faith, if I have the trust the teacher who is teaching, and trust the knowledge which is shared by the God, mm, and cultivate the devotion, the bhakti as spoken by Krishna, so one can truly know him. And finally, one can attain a nature like God. Okay, so in our conditioned state, we function in a different capacity, but in a liberated state, when we go to the spiritual world, it's a beautiful world. It's a beautiful world. So uh, mm, here we need water to quench our thirst. We need water to sustain this body. We need food. Mhm. and our body deteriorates, ages, destroys. So this is a conditioned state. This is not our true nature. Our true nature is we can attain a nature in our liberated state. We can attain a nature like Paramatma, that the absolute truth, where there is no thirst, there is no hunger, there is no aging. If a person thinks like he wants to be sweet 16 all the time, no problem. He can be sweet 16 in the spiritual world. Whatever the age he choose, he can be in that age. Whatever the age, that's not the case with us in the material world. Mm. We are pushed by Prakriti, propelled by the so-called Maya Shakti of the Lord. So we are limited. They're unlimited, unlimited. So that's why Krishna is talking about his nature. One can attain a nature like God. Okay, so much theory, so much philosophical aspects. So we'll do a nice story. Okay, another 8 to 10 minutes. We'll do this story. So this is a story of a thief whose name is Govardhan. Very interesting name, Govardhan. Hmm. So this guy was born in a family of thieves, and he's also a thief. He grew up to be thieves, and his business is to make a plan. That's what his mind and consciousness. He makes a plan and make a plot to go to a place and execute his plan and steal the money. Mm. That's his business. So one day while he was attempting to steal, he was seen by the soldiers, seen by the soldiers, and and they yelled at him, and this guy started running. This thief started running, and the soldiers are behind him. He was looking for a place to uh, hide or go somewhere. The soldiers are many people are running so fast, and he couldn't run so longer. There is no place to go. So that time, this thief finds a place to hide. So that place, incidentally, that place was uh, a place where the spiritual disclosure was going on. Bhagavad Katha was going on. Bhagavad Katha was going on. So thief goes there and sneaks himself, sits somewhere silently, and looking at this thief. All the soldiers, they were running, and they come to this place, and they looking at this sage here and all the saintly people, and the soldiers think like, okay, this thief wouldn't come here. He's not that guy to come and sit and hear the disclosures. So the soldiers left. Thief started sitting there. He sat there and he started listening. Now he has no place to go. If he goes out, he'll be caught. So he's in a fear and he's sitting there. Now that he's sitting there, he started hearing because the speaker was so nice. The speaker, the sage, was speaking about Krishna, Bhagavatam. So this is a scene. Exactly, this is a scene. The sage is explaining. The speaker is explaining. The speaker is saying, on a fine day, Mother Yashoda, and decorating, adorning Krishna with all the beautiful ornaments. So she put golden bracelet on the hands of Krishna, and she put golden earrings on the ears of Krishna. She put golden anklets on the feet of Krishna, and she put golden waist belt on the waist of Krishna, and the beautiful golden jewel shaded helmet on the head of Krishna. And the sage was nicely describing the beautiful form of the God. All the listeners who were listening, they were in so ecstasy. So as with the thief, this thief was in so great ecstasy, great happiness, that uh, he was thinking, okay, I was all along, I was running here and there and stealing small things. If I get this boy, I'll be the richest person. Let me get this boy. So the class ended, and this thief goes and inquires from this sage. So he says, my dear sage, tell me, what is that boy? Who is that boy you're talking about? And sage said, he's Krishna. Okay, where can I find him? I want to steal that guy. He seems to be so rich. His mother is loading so much. It looks like he's carrying so much weight. I will go and remove all the weight and make him free of weight. His intention was he wants to steal all the weight, all the gold. Hmm. So that time the sage knew very well what his intention is. He said, that guy, that boy I was talking about is Krishna. You cannot steal him. Hmm. You are thinking you want to go and rob him. He's a master of thieves. He's a thief of all the thieves. So he's a leader of thieves. How can you go and do this? And this guy was insisted, you tell me. You just tell me where this boy is. I will go and rob him and take away all these ornaments, and I'll become rich. Hmm? And says, no, no, you cannot do this. And he says, I will do this. The thief is saying, I will do this whatever it takes. I will not eat. I will not drink. I'll go and find this boy, and I'll rob him thoroughly. Hmm? Then Sage at once laugh. Okay. So, but I'll tell you. Then Sage said, this thief was insisting to tell the address. So that's the Sage said, yes, you can find this boy in Vrindavan. Go to Vrindavan. Hmm? This boy will be playing with his friends. He'll wearing all the ornaments. If you go there, you'll find him and you can do whatever you want. Hmm? But if you intimidate him, if you intimidate him or threaten him, he's not that person to be threatened. So, but you can conquer him by giving this butter. If you give this butter, he'll take it nicely. He'll enjoy this butter. So the thief made a plan. Okay, he set off to Vrindavan. He carried butter and sugar and everything, and he went in search of the boy. The boy is none other than Krishna himself. Okay. So he went and looking everywhere and finding out where is this person, where is this boy. So all the when the kids were playing, he was thinking, is this Krishna? Is this the boy? Is this the boy? Is he Krishna? Is he not wearing the ornaments today? Maybe he will wear tomorrow. So he was all God conscious. He was Krishna consciousness. Okay, he was Krishna conscious. Hmm. And wherever he go, whatever he sees, he was thinking about that boy. Thinking about the boy with all the ornaments. Hmm. And it was day one, day two, and he's becoming very hungry and thirsty. That's natural, right? Natural bodily needs. But he made a resolve that he will not drink or eat anything until he find this boy. He was looking for this boy everywhere, and finally, towards the end of the day, he goes to a place where boys were playing, and he says, this boy who wears this all the ornaments. He wears this yellow color dhoti. He plays with you. His name is Krishna. His father name is Nanda. Do you know this boy? Then the kids at once laughed and they said, "This is there is no boy like this. There is a Krishna. There is a Krishna in this Vrindavana long back. It's a past time. It was in Dwapara Yuga. There is no such boy like this. You don't see physically that kind of boy here." And the thief said like, no, this is the latest news. I heard from the sage in a disclosure that there is a person who is wearing all these ornaments. I'll find that. You go away. I'll go and find myself. And he went off and searching everywhere throughout Vrindavan, roaming everyone where, and he was thinking about Krishna, and he thought like he can find. At once he sat. It was like couple of days, and he was not drinking water, so thirsty, and his mind is fully filled with God. His mind, that was not his intention, but he was unknowingly filled his mind with Krishna. With Krishna, name of Krishna, the name of Krishna, and about Krishna, the form of Krishna, the way Sage was explaining, he was meditating on that unknowingly. So that's what God says. Right? If a person is so desperate about the God Himself manifest. That Himself is seen here. God Himself manifested Himself to this thief Govardhan. So in God manifested, when God appeared, He appeared with all the cowherd boys. The way Sage described, similar way He appeared. God appeared with all the ornaments and everything. And looking at this thief rushed into Krishna and immediately said, "Take off all your ornaments. There is so much weight on you. Take off all this weight. I'll take away all this." And then Krishna laughed at this guy and says, "Who are you? Who are you? What's your name?" Then thief said, "My name is Govardhan." And Krishna said, "You are Govardhan by I lifted a mountain like Govardhan. I'm so powerful." Hmm. So then this thief could understand that that's what Sage said, that you cannot intimidate him, but he can be conquered by love. So give a butter and sugar to him, he'll be conquered. So he remembered that, he was reflecting, he recollected, and he gave this butter. You can see in this picture, he gave this butter and sugar. Tada, take this. And Krishna took it, and Krishna ate it, and Krishna also gave to this thief, you also eat it. No, you have been starving for a couple of days to find me. You just eat this butter and sugar. Your hunger and thirst will be gone. So this thief ate the butter and the butter which is actually eaten by Krishna. The butter is a reminiscence of Krishna. So this boy had it, and it is because this thief had it. It is because this thief had the butter which is tasted by Krishna. He came to the senses, and he realized that It is he gained all the knowledge, Vedic knowledge. The same thing happened in the life of Dhruva also. Krishna touched with conch, he got all the knowledge. Similarly, in this thief also, he gained all the knowledge. He could realize that the person is none other than God Himself, Absolute Truth Himself. So from this we can learn, this one is a story. From this we can learn that this thief had a faith in the words of the sage, had a faith in the words of the sage, and he had a strong resolve. He had a strong resolve to find it and to attain it. Right. So he doesn't know the God, about the God, but from here we can learn here, like we also need to make a strong resolve. Strong resolve. My goal of life is to attain God, attain Krishna, break this cycle of birth and death, come out of this bodily consciousness, life after lifetime. This lifetime, human body, next lifetime, I don't know what kind of body I'll get. Let me come out of this. Let me attain my Lord in this lifetime. In this lifetime, that is possible. Okay, so that we can attain by the mercy of the Lord. Okay, so with that, I'll stop here. So next session, there will be a different subject matter. Krishna talks about how the soul gets entrapped in the bodies. What is the cause? Soul is forgetful of its true nature. Why? So that Krishna talks about it. We'll see that in our next session. Thank you all, thank you all for joining. If you have any questions and thoughts or sharings, we can do now. Thank you, Hare Krishna.